Hey everybody, how's it going? In today's video I want to try to install this little trolling motor here. It's an ePropulsion Vaquita trolling motor that I bought a long time ago for my pedal board. And this motor happens to be one of the most powerful motors you can get, besides Bixby maybe, because it runs on 24 volt. It also comes with a very good battery. This battery lasts for like 2 hours or so on full speed, pretty much all day if you go on slower speeds. And the good thing about this battery is it charges in 3 hours. I made a video previously, a review about using this on my pedal board. But in today's video, I had the genius idea to use that on my AquaMarina Aircat fishing boat, just as a trolling motor additionally to my outboard motor if I want to go some stealth fishing, right? I think it's a really good addition for trout fishing in lakes, but also if you want to go on a drift in the sea and you just want to have a slow speed when there's not much wind or anything and you still want to be drifting. So you just turn that on in a low speed and it will move the boat or hold the boat in position against current and so on. So yeah, that's what I want to try in today's video. I'm going to show you how I install this on my inflatable boat, and then we're going to go out, give it a field test in the water and see how it will perform. Will we be able to catch a fish with it? Can it propel our boat? Now this motor comes with a bracket for paddle boards by default. So it comes with a couple of brackets, but this bracket here, for example, is for paddle boards. So this slides straight into the fin box of the paddle board. But it also comes with other brackets, like for example this bracket here that you can install on a rudder of a kayak. I'm thinking I can use this bracket and just put that onto my paddle instead of my rudder. So in order to use this with my paddle, I drilled 2 little holes, 1, 2, made it so that I can then attach this bracket here to these 2 holes and just screw it on. I can then just clip the motor onto this bracket. And then I've got my paddle with the motor in that kind of angle here. The idea is that I can hold my paddle out towards the back and steer with my paddle. Now in order to attach the paddle to the end of my transom, I bought myself one of those Railblazer row locks. It just looks like this. Same diameter as the other row locks that come with the boat. So I can attach the boat pedal like this. And it has like this little sort of swivel up and down thing. And left and right. Like so, see? And yeah, this just goes onto a standard Railblazer mount, which I screwed onto my transom. And I can just put that row lock into that mount, just like so. It's not interfering with the motor that's sitting here or anything, it's just on the side of that. And now I can take my paddle with a bracket and I can just stick that on here. And as you can see, I can now basically steer it with my paddle. I just use my paddle handle here and the motor is there at the end of it, and I can steer it left and right. I can move it out of the water or adjust the angle depending how deep I want it in the water. Now of course, if I have my outboard motor attached here, then I cannot leave it here while I'm motoring along. It will probably be in the way of my steering. So when I'm going to my fishing spot with my outboard motor, the idea is to leave it attached here, put the paddle back into its normal row lock, and then just motor along with the motor there at the end. Now one thing I kind of didn't anticipate is that the battery cable is quite short. So in order to make this work with the motor being all the way out to the end there. I can only attach the battery to my pontoon right at the end there as well, otherwise the cable is not long enough. So yeah, this is my idea for the trolling motor. That's what I want to try, and I'm quite stoked about it. Stoked about trying that. So let's take it out into the field and give it a test. Hey Billy, what you up to? Huh? You want to come along too? Alright guys, quick cut in here. I just wanted to add a word about Fishingreminder.com. If you guys love fishing, then you need to know about the best bite times, right? You don't want to waste too much time on the water fishing at the wrong times. So head over to Fishingreminder.com. That is our website. We predict the best bite times for any place in the world. Wherever you are, you can select your location on the map. You get the best bite times, you get the tide times if you're close to the sea, fishing weather forecasts, everything else you need to know. On top of that, you get access to a really nice global fishing community. You can share your photos, ask questions in the forums, and get in contact with us. Not only will you improve your fishing by fishing at the right times, but you will also support our channel so we can create more content for you guys. So it's all free, so why not check it out, and back to the video.
They say I'm young, they say I'm dumb, but what they don't know, it's where I've been and who I am, all the ways I've grown. Blood and the sweat, tears and regret, made me hard as stone. On my own, on my own, put the work in.
So let's have a look at my trolling motor setup for my dinghy here, the Vaquita ePropulsion. So now one thing I didn't consider is that in the up position the wheel is a little bit in the way. So in order to use my motor, I have to lower the wheel one level, two levels actually. Like so. Which unfortunately adds some drag in the water. It's really easy to install my trolling motor. All I need to do is take it off from here. So undo that here. Make sure I don't lose that screw. I'll put it in my pocket just in case. Don't want to lose that one. Take that off. Bang, here we go. I actually have to move that underneath the rod here. Right direction. And we'll just clip it in here. The motor is actually surprisingly heavy. So, okay, there we go. Motor is on here. I got myself a little bungee cord here to hold the weight up. So yeah guys, pretty simple setup. What do you reckon? I can steer both directions fairly easily. Although one problem I discovered is I have only a limited steering ability towards that side because the pontoon is in the way. Doesn't matter, it still works okay. Just turning radius is a little bit slower. Okay, so that's how easy I set up that while I'm on the water if I want to do a bit of slow trolling. Now we just have to turn on the battery. We'll just turn that on. There we go. We got 3 bars left. And the next thing we want to do is turn on the wristband. There we go. That connects to the battery. Once the battery stops blinking, we'll connect it. Just slide that up a little bit. That will start the motor. Look at that. We're getting quite a bit of this speed here with that. Bit over 4 kilometers per hour, between 4 and 4.5 on the sounder. Shows me the speed with the GPS, so That is a pretty good trolling speed. It lifts the motor out of the water a little bit. Try one more time at high speed. Now we're doing about 5.2, round about 5 kilometers per hour. That's not too bad, What do you guys reckon? I gave it a try last night with Haitian on board, and you know, Haitian is super heavy, so we have a lot of weight on the boat, and we got to about 4.5 max. So yeah, I think my trolling motor installation is a success, guys. We are like super quiet on the water. We don't use any petrol. The most powerful pedal board motor you can get, the Vaquita ePropulsion, supposedly 1 horsepower. Not so sure about that, but yeah, on the pedal board I can do 10 kilometers per hour, and it charges in 3 hours instead of like 5 hours like other batteries. So yeah, if you are interested in this motor, particularly the Vaquita ePropulsion, then check out the video up here. We made a nice review video about this motor on the pedal board and how we unpacked it and bought it and stuff like that, so it might be interesting to you guys. And you know what is the coolest thing about having this little electric motor on board here is that I don't have to use up my shoulders and my arm to start up the old motor every time I want to move a couple meters. All that's required is moving that switch on my wrist and off we go without any noise. I really like that. It saves petrol, it saves my wrist, it saves my shoulders, and I get moving about really easily and really in stealth mode. So trolling at half speed with my electric motor, I'm getting about 2.2 kilometers per hour. It's a good speed to just cruise along a little bit if there's absolute slack tide, get the jigs moving a little bit in the water, and maybe discover some new spots, maybe some fish holding spots. And a fish would be a bonus. I think it's a snapper. There we go. Nice little snapper. So to wrap it all up, I just wanted to tell you guys why I think the Vaquita ePropulsion makes a good motor for the inflatable boat. You probably think, why don't you just get yourself a 12-volt trolling motor like a water snake or something that already has a transom bracket, and you just screw it on and attach it to a lithium battery, right? That would be a really easy option, but I think the Vaquita option is actually a little bit better, because if you get a transom mounted trolling motor, it takes up a lot of space, right? And I don't know if the transom on the boat would actually hold 2 motors, so you would have to choose between your outboard motor or your trolling motor, right? I don't think you can screw them both onto the transom next to each other. So the benefit by using the Vaquita motor like I've been doing is that you can use both at the same time. And yeah, that makes it really easy. And of course, if you have a paddle board and a kayak and an inflatable boat, well, then you can use this one motor for all these different vessels, and yeah, you don't have to buy like different types of motors for each. So it's very versatile, it's good value for money, I think, and it's very compact, lightweight, and easy to install and to use in combination with an outboard motor. Alright, so what do you all think about my little experiment with the Vaquita ePropulsion electric trolling motor, attaching that to the AquaMarina Aircat like that? I think it's a pretty cool idea. Maybe you got some suggestions or some tips on how we can make it better. So far I think it's been pretty good. The test's been successful, and I think having this electric trolling motor in addition to the outboard motor makes quite a big difference. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and a little bit of a DIY project here, a little bit trying something new. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, let us know in the comments, and yeah, see you soon.